Hello everybody, welcome to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2016 the Unemployment Challenge. I'm going to show you what happened in my first 2 months in the Championship with Macclesfield Town. My first game in the Championship didn't go for the best of starts. It was at home to Burnley and went behind inside 9 minutes when Cisse scored the opening goal of the game for Burnley. But after a change of tactics, 4 minutes later we managed to get an equaliser. Summerfield found Wallace and he found Meska, who scored on his debut to give us the equaliser. And the winner was scored 4 minutes before half time when Cooper's cross was cleared away to Owens. He found Wallace and Wallace found back of the net for his first goal of the season. The club legend once again pulling through for Macclesfield Town, and we had all 3 points in our first ever game in the Championship. Our next game was at the Capital One Cup against Shrewsbury Town, and it took us the 67th minute to get it, but we finally got the opening goal when JLAB scored on his debut to give us the lead. And in the 93rd minute of the game, Meska scored his second goal of the season when Matok's cross found him and Woods couldn't keep out the shot. We were through to the second round of the Capital One Cup for the very first time. Our next game was away from home against Burton Albion. We took the lead inside the 3rd minute when Cooper found Meska, who scored his 3rd goal in 3 matches already. But 6 minutes later, Burton had equalised. Conti found Furyk and Mearhead was found in the area and he headed the ball into the back of the net, his first of the season. But 3 minutes later we were back in front. Cooper once again turning provider and Meska somehow scored that. I don't know how he got it in that angle, but I'm very delighted he did. His second of the game. In the 33rd minute of the game, Burton had equalised once again. Pacheco found it Hesketh and he wasn't going to miss from there for his first ever goal for Burton Albion. And just 4 minutes later, Burton had taken the lead. Conti found Mearhead, he found Mackay, and he was not going to miss his effort to get his first of the season as well. First ever for Burton Albion. However, the second half, 53rd minute in, a hat-trick was scored. Cooper found Summerfield, he found Meska, and Meska scored after his shot went in off the post. His 5th goal in 3 matches already. And we managed to survive a game against Burton Albion. Our next game was in the league against Reading, and we found ourselves going behind in the 61st minute of the game when Colin scored the opening goal in the 61st minute of the game for his first ever goal for the club. However, just 6 minutes later, we found ourselves equalising. Meska found Summerfield, and Summerfield scored a solo goal. It was a really good one too for his first goal of the season. However, 5 minutes from time, Colin found Grimes, and he found Hilek Lovic, who managed to score his second of the season to give Reading all 3 points. Our first defeat in the Championship. Our next game was away from home against Everton, and in the 42nd minute of the game, Meska scored the opening goal of the game to give Macclesfield Town the lead against Everton in the league. It was just 30 minutes later that we found ourselves making it 2-0. Summerfield scoring that close range effort to ensure that we were 2-0 up against Everton and on our way to a win. It was in the 89th minute of the game that Diallo scored to make it 2-1, but we managed to hold on to secure our biggest ever victory. Our next game was in the league up against Watford in the second round, a Watford side that could claim they had Merritt Gutso in their team, but Overgaard was the person who scored the opening goal of the game, his first ever goal for the club in the 3rd minute. And in the 11th minute of the game, we managed to go 2-0 down. Bakuna's cross was turned in by Little, who had a nightmare few minutes. And then to make things worse for us, we were down to 10 men inside the 34th minute of the game. Preston trying to find Summerfield, and Summerfield elbowed one of their players from behind. I'm just saying behind because that looks like the angle he did it from, and we were down to 10 men. But it was the 66th minute of the game that they finally got their 3rd goal. Angelino's cross that was found by Zach Clough, and he found the back of the net. We did get a goal back in the 82nd minute of the game though. Williams found Wallace, he found Cooper, and Cooper scored his first ever goal for Macclesfield Town to give us at least a consolation. But 3 minutes later, it was 4-1. Bakuna trying to find Clough, he did find Clough, and he's not going to miss a good opportunity like that. 4-1 Watford. We were out of the League Cup. Our last game in August was away to Nottingham Forest, and we found ourselves 1-0 up inside the 24th minute when JLAB scored the opening goal of the game to give us the lead. And it was 4 minutes later that we found ourselves 2-0 up. Owen found JLAB, and he's not going to miss from there, or is it Chiaupi? I don't know how to say his name, but we managed to make it 2-0 with that effort. And in the 47th minute of the game, he completed his hat-trick. De Silva Lopez was finding him, and he scored his hat-trick with that effort. Our biggest win of the season, by far. Our first game in September after the international break was at home to Milton Keynes, and Cooper found Mesca, who opened the scoring inside the 17th minute of the game for his 7th goal of the season. And it was 2-0 in the 46th minute of the game when Riley scored from that corner to give us a 2-0 lead for his first ever goal for Macclesfield Town. However, in the 57th minute of the game, we had a chance to score from the penalty spot. Clerk was going to take it, but he missed it. And in the 67th minute of the game, we found that Milton Keynes were able to get a goal back. And Fier did that. A shot that even the best of keepers was not going to save that. But we held on for the win and secured our 3rd win in a row. I'm just hoping we can continue winning. Our next league game was at home to Coventry City, and we opened the scoring when Wallace found Cooper, and Cooper found the back of the net with that effort. His 2nd of the season and 1st in the league, and just 6 minutes later, it was 2-0. When Ziapi managed to make it 2-0 with his 5th of the season after that goal line scramble from the corner. But Coventry City fought back. Botaka found Russell. Russell found the back of the net for his 2nd of the season, and 5 minutes later, they had equalised. Sisoti found Campbell, and Campbell scored with that effort. And 5 minutes later, it was 3-2. Russell had scored his 2nd of the game, and I was absolutely livid. We had thrown a 2-goal lead away to lose 3-2 at home to a side that was at the time bottom of the table. Our next game was away from home against Southampton, and I wasn't that bad of a mood. Though Green managed to open the scoring for them when he scored an own goal inside the 5th minute of the game. It took them until the 81st minute to get their 2nd, but when they did, it really did kill the game off. Mitov did a good save to keep out in the aim, but Grealish was not going to miss that. And just 7 minutes later, Parker was able to get his cross in, and Nian was not going to miss that for his 9th of the season already. But in the 90th minute of the game, we did get a goal back. Booty found Preston, he found Summerfield, and Summerfield put in the bottom corner for his 3rd of the season. So our next game was at home to Birmingham City, and Williams gave us the lead from Mesca's corner, free kick, with his 1st goal of the season. And in the 83rd minute of the game, we managed to make it 2-0. Booty finding Summerfield, who found Preston, and Summerfield got the ball back and powered it home for his 4th of the season. We had won the match 2-0 against a side that we couldn't even beat last season. Our next league game was away from home against Oldham, and we went behind inside the 10th minute when Dunn's cross was put in by Polian. And Dominic Polian had only got his 2nd of the season. We did get an equaliser in the 58th minute of the game though, when Preston found Summerfield, and Summerfield somehow found the back of the net with that effort. I don't know what Southwood was doing, but that looks a very bad save. But just 2 minutes later, Oldham were back in front. Badri managed to bring this cross in, and Polian once again managed to score. It was his 2nd of the game, 3rd of the season, and enough to secure all 3 points for Oldham against us. Not that I was very happy with that result, I'm not going to lie. It was our last game of September, and we were at home against Charlton Athletic, and we had a chance to take the lead inside the 52nd minute. We had this penalty. Kostlek missed one penalty, and he had missed another, which means he's no longer taking penalties for me. And then they had a penalty of their own in the 86th minute of the game. Chapman had a chance to take it, and he buried it with authority. 1st of the season, and enough to give Charlton all 3 points. I could not hide back my anger. It was a 4th defeat in 5 matches. And this is how the table looks after 11 matches for us and 10 for others because of the Capital One Cup. We are currently in 7th place, 6 points above the drop zone. In 22nd place in Birmingham, we got Derby next on the 1st of October, which is today's date. Coventry are down there as well with just 7 points. And we had a great start actually. We took a very good number of wins. We took 4 wins in our first 7 matches. And I was thinking, yeah, let's get another good load of points. Was it? No, we had 4 wins and 1 draw in our first 6 matches. So I was thinking, oh my god, this could be like what happened a few months ago, you know? like I did last season when we had a very good start and then fighting for the league titles and something, and now we've lost 4 in the last 5. So, yeah, that's not gone to plan. Not the best of recent form, but at least we've got the points. I'm just say that now. Even if we are lingering outside the playoffs, which is not my target, by the way, I just want to survive. We are doing ourselves justice. And look at West Ham, 16th place, and they rejected me. Huh. Doesn't look like the best of rejections now, and their manager can't even get them doing that well. Unless it really is the players being that bad. But Everton are below us as well in 9th place, but they have a game in hand over us. So we could be in a good position, though. But Bournemouth had a game in hand as well, and they came down as well. So the 3 recently relegated teams are out of the relegation zone, but they're not all in the best of positions. Their highest positioned recently relegated side is only in 6th place. But you may notice some new players and new names, and Kieran Preston was one of those. I got him a loan. I'm paying $5,000 a month for his loan spell, plus $5,000 a week. So I wanted to get a good talent in. I felt it was a good time to do it. So he's playing well. He's actually done quite well for me, actually. His average rating is 7.39. So whatever Milton Keynes have been doing with him, they don't seem to do a very good job with him. I can get the best out of this guy. I don't know why. And the other new kid, you saw his name. He scored an own goal already. But it's Sam Green. He is a very decent player. I'm hoping that he can produce the goods when I get him playing well. He's played 8 times this season, and hopefully he can produce the goods, even if he was at Fleetwood last season. I am going to end this video here, though. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that I can favourite this video. It really helped me out a lot. And I'm thinking survival is possible, but right now we just need to make sure we get the points first and foremost. 55, 60 points should be the aim. Even if they say 50 points is enough to keep us up, I would rather not risk that. Thank you very much. I'd rather make sure we get the points first and foremost and then see what happens when we get to that stage. I'd rather not go down. Our defence needs work, but with some talent coming in, we potentially could do well. But we've got the full fast attack, so obviously I've done well in attacking. I just haven't done well in defending. Yeah, that needs to be sorted out. So until next time, goodbye and, well, good night.